going to start with wheatgrass. I just started this in my kitchen not even a week ago. Look at this. This is just, you soak some seeds for overnight. You throw them in a strainer and you throw them on some soil. Simple as that. Water them every day. And this is what you have. This is like one of the most mineral dense grass. It's one of the most, grass is like the first living thing outside of water. Like nutrients crawled out of the cosmic soup, what do they call it? Primordial soup, and formed grass. Okay, so this is like one of the oldest foods and one of the most prolific foods. So if you can get any kind of grass, I don't care if it's wild grass, whatever, you're doing good with minerals. That's an awesome start. So we're going to start off with just growing some wheatgrass in here. That's super easy. I have all sorts of wild greens here that I picked outside. Well, you guys, this is wood sorrel, right? Not sheep sorrel. This is in the sorrel family. You might have had sorrel at the farmer's market. It's kind of lemony. It's one of my favorites. This is wood sorrel. It's high in oxalic acid, but you're not going to have enough that that's going to be a problem. This is one of my favorites. No. Oh, this is the stevia. We were supposed to make chocolate with that. I also grabbed lamb's quarters, which this is an older lamb's quarter. Let's throw it in. Who cares? Just to bring that energy in. It's not much, you know, but you're bringing it in. You're bringing it into the thing. So we're also going to bring, which is my favorite, is lamb's quarter. This is like, what can you say about this, Gina?
It's so much more nutritious, the wild greens, the lamb's quarters, than anything you could grow on your own, like kale or lettuce. By far, you have so many of the minerals. These wild greens will grow. You can completely wipe out an area, and these weeds will grow up, and they're so rich in nutrients because they need to re-mineralize the soil to pave the way for other plants. So they're just so much more mineral dense versus growing lettuce or kale, where you have to feed it yourself, and you have to do the compost and make sure it's getting enough water. So that
it's a bit more domesticated.
It's much more domesticated.
A bit more wild.
So the wild greens are just making your body that much stronger.
So here we just got like a garden cucumber. Cucumber, celery juice. If you can only just do that, cucumber, celery juice. Just start there. Cucumber, celery. Celery is loaded with awesome salts this time of year, or no sodium. That's like the best. Cucumbers are just so hydrating and cooling in the summer. Go for that. These are my friends, a farmer. He gave us these awesome heirloom, baby, beautiful carrots. We'll throw some of that in. I like to throw a little lemon. Citrus is important. I'm throwing some apple chunks in there. Here's what I'm getting at. Whatever's in your fridge, throw in here. Blend it up with some citrus. That'll kind of kill. It's going to curb the whole chlorophyll taste. We all know chlorophyll. It's like you smell. It's like chlorophyll. It's like we need to get that into our body. We got to make it palatable. You can go ahead and pour a bunch of agave syrup on it, or you can throw in some apple and some carrot, which is really sweet. It's really high in carbohydrates, you know.
And citrus. The citrus really cuts.
The acid cuts it out. Like, I love ginger. Here's a nice chunk of ginger. I already at home I throw in hot pepper, and I'm gonna do a little bit of hot pepper in here today. I'm gonna go easy on you guys. I like it hot personally. I like it to burn so that I have to drink it slow, so I just don't chug it back like it's like junk food, you know. Just pile it in on all that stuff. So I do that as a tool, but also when you bring that heat into your body with all of these minerals, the heat. There's something to do with the hot peppers. You guys can do your own research. I just know it to be true. It delivers everything to your bloodstream quicker. I don't know if it opens up your heart. The what?
It dilates, right? Like
Opens the capillaries.
Opens everything up, so everything is delivered throughout your body. You drink something with hot peppers, with all these minerals in it, it just, you feel in your hands. It's like, whoa, you know, it's just like, gets there quick, you know? And it doesn't take much, like 2 or 3 sips. It's just the way it is. So, okay, so we've got all that. I'm trying to think of what else in here. I mentioned celery. Here's the other thing I was talking about. Just throw anything in your fridge. I had these peppers, like this one's kind of like rotten on the end. We don't have to eat the rotten piece, but that's a good pepper, right? Just throw it in there, juice it. It's fruit. It's good for you. It's got potassium. Isn't that the big thing? Was it potassium we were talking on the way here? It's like we're having the whole sodium, potassium talk, you know? It's just, potassium is loaded down in vegetables, fruits, nuts, all the raw stuff. It has it in there. Just get it in there. Like, try and get out of that whole, like, I mean, bananas are great for a green smoothie. I hear you. I used to load up on bananas. They're getting to the point where they're too sweet now. I'm enjoying the sweetness of the variety of different, and I like getting different colors in here. Notice I've got 3 different colored peppers in here.
I'd like to add something.
Sure.
As far as the end of the pepper being rotten, or if you go especially this time of the year, farmers markets, your local farmers, you can go to them and talk to them. They all have seconds. Tomatoes that aren't quite perfect. They can't sell this stuff, so you can get discounted. You can get lots of vegetables to add to your juice.
So I'm going to just blend this. It's going to be enough. You guys learned about nut milks today, right? And you probably use a nut milk bag, right? You guys have them at home, you know what they are, they're nylon bags, okay, everyone has one, okay, cool. Who doesn't have one? Oh, no, don't raise your hand, whatever, okay. I'll tell you where to get them. This is the easiest thing, you don't have to go on some fancy raw food site. You go to Ace Hardware or whatever hardware you have near you. Matter of fact, here.
Ace Hardware?
This is
Did you
yours.
autograph
This
that?
is yours. That's yours.
Oh, thank you.
Go to Ace Hardware. These are called jelly strainers. You go to the canning section, you know, like the farmer aisle, you know, the ladies who can jelly. This is jelly strainer bags, 2 jelly strainer bags, nylon bags. It's $5.99, or you can spend $11 on a raw food site for 1, or you can get 2 for $6 at a hardware store.
Jelly strainer.
So this is a tight mesh strainer. I like to use a mixture of many things. At home, what I do is I run it through this, and because I have an amazing blend, amazing juicer, I'm going to hurry this along because I know this is going over 10 minutes. We're on an itinerary here. What we're going to do is get rid of the bulk of this. I'll just use a wooden spoon. I like to scrape this a little. I don't like to go metal on metal because I think of microscopic little pieces of steel falling into my body. But a little wood, you know, whatever, it's all good. Get it so most of the juice is out. What we're going to do for today, and what I do is normally at home I have a great 1 cup. We have a wash. Oh yeah, this is the brand new one. Yeah, I washed those bags pretty good. You don't know, they probably came from some
How long do
Chinese.
those bags last typically?
Oh, well, it depends. What's that?
We haven't worn through one, and we just...
Sometimes you blow out the side. That's why it's good to know they're $5 and they're down the road at the hardware store. Sometimes if you're squeezing too hard, like, you blow through them, especially
But we
the
haven't done one, we haven't blown through a jelly bag yet.
You haven't blown
We've
through a jelly
the
bag
other
yet.
ones.
Right. So I like to use a little... Yeah. Perfect. This is what I use at home. I should throw like a couple cups in here. And I'm just going to do this quickly and show you. If you don't have $2,500 for a Norwalk press, which simply is a hydraulic press, which is amazing if you're making nut milk, squeezes all the... We don't just use it for juice, we use it for nut milk, and we're herbalists, so we make tinctures. It squeezes all that, like, alcoholic tincture stuff. That's another controversy in the raw food community that I don't want to get into, but you squeeze all that stuff out, so you're getting this completely dry, fibrous ball. And if you watch what happens to this, you just milk this bugger as much as you can, right? When you do just wheatgrass, I mean, you can turn this down to a... Oh, I want to show them the wheatgrass chewing cud thing. You just do it, you know. Like, you're gonna... I mean, I can really go and squeeze the heck out of this. And I suggest that you do, because that's where all the good. All the goods that's still in there, you know, you do that a few times.
Use the leftover,
Got this juice.
dehydrated crackers or anything like that?
Yeah, okay, good point. Thank you for... Depending on what you do. Wheatgrass, not so good. Grass is not something you want to eat. So no. But if you're doing this with cucumbers, celery's even kind of like iffy because all those like strands of string or, you know, that fibrous stuff. But still, this is... Depending on what fruits or vegetables you have in here, yes, save all this pulp. This is gold still. There's still a lot of life in here. Water carries life. Water carries information. If there's water in here still, there's life in here. You know? Just... Maybe that's a little too... I don't know. new agey. Okay. Get that in your dehydrator with some ground up flax seeds, onions, garden herbs. Throw that in your dehydrator. Speaking of which, we should throw those kebabs back in the dehydrator and pull the chocolate out of the bottom and stick it on top of the dehydrator, if you could, please, Steve. And make yourself some vegetable dehydrated crackers. Seeds, green fiber, so when you're eating this, it's not just nut fiber, like making like a nut loaf in your stomach, you know? This is like actual fiber. I'm going to delegate this out for someone else. Yep. I'm going to delegate this out for someone else to pour in this amazing Bennington Potters. This is our favorite pitcher. There's a bunch of cups. Okay, if you don't like the flavor of this, as some of you might not, okay? As it might use that. We're not used to this stuff. You got to ease into it. That's where we start adding fun stuff. What you got to do to make it fun? Add. What's some add ingredients? Superfoods. You can use this as a base for a smoothie. Berries are amazing. Get berries in there. We didn't use any berries here. Normally, berries need to be
Can
present.
you put apple in it?
Apple. I have apple in here already.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
there's some apple in there, but yeah, no, it's okay. No need to be sorry. It's a great idea, and yes. You have a nut milk bag? Do you have one? Do you own one?
Yes, I got the Rolls Royce from Catching
Yeah.
Up.
Oh, good.
Well,
So,
when
what
you
I'm
juice it,
gonna
would you just juice this instead of straining it through? Is there a reason why you do it that way?
Why did I strain it?
Yeah.
Because grass you can't eat. You can't take in grass.
Juice.
If you have a juicer.
If you have a juicer.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just stick it all in
The
there.
reason I'm bringing it, yes, if you have a juicer, juice.
Alright.
Have fun. I have a juicer too. It's
Same
great.
thing.
It is the same thing, but I'm trying to, the idea behind this is that you have one vessel to clean.
Oh, okay.
You have a bag that you just rinse. I hang it right over the sink to drip dry like that. And it's so easy. And most people have a blender, but not everyone has a juicer. So we're trying to get this, we're trying to gear these ideas towards the class of folks who are just getting turned on to this, who haven't bought all the fanciest gadgets and state-of-the-art things. What's that?
But even with the juicer, it seems this would be quicker.
Yeah,
This is
we
quick.
didn't
That's-
juice for years. I mean, we would, but just once in a while because it's such a big cleanup process. But with the blender, it's
Optimum
so
time of day to drink. I'd say the best time to drink juice is in the morning, afternoon, or evening. And I mean it. What time did we drink juice last night?
Oh yeah, it was right before.
I was feeling
mean,
so
like,
imbalanced yesterday because we were preparing for today. I didn't like eat much. Oh yeah, and I had this like a reminiscent of my old cashew binges yesterday because we had cashews for the first time in like months, and I made this cashew sauce that I used to like live on a couple years ago, and it made me totally feel ill. And what it was is in getting that whole like success food system, David Wolf thing, the whole triangle of greens, fats, and so yeah, greens, fats, and sugars. It's three things. If you just think of everything in those things, if you're feeling off balance, what do I have too much, or what am I lacking right now? Am I lacking greens? Am I lacking, like, do you have too much fruit and you're like off balance? Get greens, and greens is usually the answer. The only time greens isn't the answer is you're like feeling spacey and you're like, man, I want to just meditate all day. Then you're too spacey. You need grounding, so you need fat. So that's just like simply getting in, like throwing a plug at David Wolf, who was really transformational for me personally. And his book, The Naked Chocolate, was huge for me. That's the reason I got into raw food, because I became obsessed with chocolate.
For all the stuff that you put in there, it wasn't the taste I was anticipating. It tastes much more, just kind of even keel, much more palatable. Yeah.
Adding the water makes it less invasive to the system. I don't know about you, whenever I drank wheatgrass, I used to get kind of nauseous afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a little like my hands would start shaking, like my blood sugar was off. I was like, why is this stuff so healthy? It acts weird in my system.
Right.
I noticed when I watered it down with other added ingredients that it was very balancing, and I was still getting it in. This baby chugs green juice all the time.
Oh, yeah.